Hi YouTube, this is V. So this is the third video of my orchid rescue, the hydroton versus the cement moss method that I normally use. So there's been a lot of activity for both orchids, and I think it's been about 2 weeks since I did my second update video. So let's get to it. Oh, by the way, so if you watched the second update video, you might remember that this orchid, the orchid that I potted in hydroton, was initially in this vase. So it was not doing very well, so I transferred it to the traditional orchid pot, the plastic pot. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it out here for now. I have it in this green ceramic container. So let's first talk about the orchid in the hydroton. So initially, the orchid was not doing very well in this vase, and I think I have it figured out why. So as you can see, the shape of this vase, that it's sort of like it has a pot belly. It's much wider in the middle section and with a narrow top and bottom. And it's very deep, and as you can see, compared to the orchid, it's quite a big size, right, for that orchid. Plus the orchid doesn't have a lot of root system, so in this glass vase right here, I had a lot of hydroton for this not so big orchid with a very small root system. So in turn, what happened was because of the shape of the vase, how it curved out in the middle and a smaller opening than the rest of the body, that moisture got trapped in the vase. And what I noticed was before was the top half of the hydroton dries out really fast, while the bottom half of the hydroton constantly stayed moist. It was very difficult for the bottom half of the clay pellets to kind of evaporate and dry out. So hence, the roots that were toward the bottom of the vase received constant moisture, which was what caused the continuation of root rotting. While the root system in the top half of the vase became bone dry really fast. So with that combination, the orchid was not doing so well. Plus, because I was seeing that, the bottom half of the vase wasn't dry yet, so I'm not going to water it. That was a bad idea because the orchid was sick. It is still sick, but it was sick, it was weak, and it was constantly in this really bone dry condition toward the top, where the majority of the roots were. So it caused the leaves to become really limp and leathery. So since then, I thought about that, how because of the smaller opening of the vase and there's no bottom opening, that air circulation was minimal in this vase because of the shape, and even if there's air going inside, the air circulation kind of goes round and round in here, and it was very difficult for air to come back out because of the shape of the vase. So I decided to just repot the orchid and put it in the traditional orchid pot, the plastic one with the slit on the side. And since then, the orchid has done wonderfully. As you can see, let me move this other guy over here to give you a better look. Oh, so let's see. Okay, so there's a big long root right there, and the leaves are very stiff, so that means the orchid's well hydrated. There's a new leaf coming out, and let me turn it around. There's another root growth right here. There used to be a root growth right there, but when I was repotting, I accidentally chipped off the tip of the growing tip, so it's that root growth tip, it's dead now. But it's okay. There's two coming, and I'm sure there probably is more activity in the pot as well that I'm not able to see. I'm not going to take the orchid out just to check that out. I'm not going to disturb it. But based on what I see on the top, on the surface, it's very good news. I mean, if the orchid is not able to support itself and it's continuing to deteriorate, it would not put out a new leaf and there would not be any new roots and stuff like that. So yeah, the orchid is doing very, very well. So I guess one advice, if you are gonna do the hydrogen in the vase, I would suggest that you use a container that is has a wider mouth than the rest of the body, somewhat like a cup, like what Samentha is doing. Like, I watched her video and trying to imitate her, but I guess I chose the wrong container. If you watch her video, I will put it in the bottom of the video so you can click and see that the container that she used, they are actually glass drinking glasses that are shallow and has a wider mouth than the rest of the container's body, as compared to the one I use, which has a smaller mouth and a bigger body. This is a bad idea. Okay, so don't copy me. All right, so moving on to the other orchid. This is becoming a long video. Okay, so this orchid is doing very well as well. It also put out a new leaf, as you can see here. So both of these are doing really, really well. And let me just take out this guy. This guy can very easily be taken out because I just kind of rest the whole plant on a bed of sphagnum moss. And I really like this method because I can just dump water on it to make sure all the roots are wet. And I don't have to worry about, the sphagnum the moss becoming super wet or whatever, because it's just a really, really thin layer on the bottom. If I can show you, see? That's all I have. I mean, you can just like wet this thing a lot. I just put it under the sink and just wet it like crazy, just so I can, wet the roots. And I don't worry about I don't really worry about water being collected, the moss being too moist or anything like that, because there's not too much to it. And plus the orchid just kind of sitting on it, not in it, just kind of sitting on the surface. So when the water evaporates from the moss, it gives moisture to the root. But anyways, enough of that. As you can see already, tons of new root growth. Blech. Can't even talk anymore. It's kind of early in the morning. I just woke up. So there's one. If I can focus. Come on, camera. Focus. Damn it. Is it doing it? No. It just got worse. Alright, there you go. So there's a new root growth. There's a new root growth. Right there. Lighting is the worst. I'll turn it around, see? And then on this side there's another one, and as you can see on the bottom, on the body of the orchid, there's a new tip. And there's the new leaf. And also, I put the orchid back for a little bit. Alright. Alright, so I don't know if I can show you. There's also another root coming out inside this leaf right here. It's about to come out. It's like right here. As you see, there's a bump and a little shadow right there. So that's a root. So as you can see, both of these orchids looking very good. What's with the lighting? They are recovering very well in both media. The Hydroton orchid experienced a little setback in the beginning because of my problem, because of my mistake. But right now it looks like it's catching up just right, because see, both of them has root growth. It caught up a lot. Okay. And and this is an experiment trying to compare, you know, if there is a better way to recover a sick orchid, and it seems to me that both are working just fine. And because this is an experiment, I try to keep everything else constant, like the environment that they're in the same sunny window, receive the same amount of sun and light, not bright sun, the same room temperature, same everything, okay? Same watering system. The only thing that's different are the orchid themselves and the media. So, looking good. I guess I will do another update in a couple weeks, just so we can continue to monitor the progress of these two orchids. Alright, sorry, it's a little long video. Alright, thank you. Bye.